You spent years preparing for the moment. You passed every test. Everyone told you that you had made it. Yet every morning, you wake up feeling like you are living someone else's life. The achievement that was supposed to bring clarity brought only emptiness. This is the crisis no one talks about. The one where you reach the destination and realize you never wanted to go there in the first place. In ancient China, there lived a young scholar named Wei who faced exactly this moment. He had passed the imperial examinations, one of the hardest achievements in his society. His family celebrated for days. His village held a feast in his honor. Government positions, wealth, and status were now his for the taking. Everyone told him his future was secured. He should have felt proud. Instead, he felt hollow. At night, unable to sleep, Wei would slip away to a small workshop on the edge of town. An old woodworker crafted furniture there. Wei would stand in the doorway and watch the man's hands move across the wood, the way he shaped joints that fit perfectly without force, the way he seemed to know exactly where each cut should go. Wei could not explain why he kept coming back. He only knew that in this dusty workshop, something in him relaxed in a way it never did anywhere else. One evening, the woodworker looked up from his work and spoke without stopping his hands. "You keep appearing here. Why?" Wei had no answer ready. After a long silence, he said, "I do not know." The old man smiled. "The wood tells me what it wants to become. I do not force my vision onto it. Perhaps you are listening for something similar." That sentence changed everything for Wei. He realized he had been asking the wrong question his entire life. The question was not, what should I do with my life? The real question was, what is my life trying to become through me? Most of us approach our direction the way Wei did at first. We analyze options. We make strategic plans. We ask what pays well, what looks impressive, what our family approves of. We consume advice about finding our passion. After all this effort, we still feel lost because we are looking in the wrong place. We treat life direction as a problem to solve through thinking. But the ancient Daoists understood something we have forgotten. Your true direction is not something you figure out. It is something you discover by paying attention to what already pulls you. The Daoists called this Ziran, pronounced Ziran, meaning self-so. Ziran is the way things naturally unfold when you stop forcing them. A river follows its nature downward. Ziran is recognizing that your direction works the same way. Paired with this is Ti, pronounced Da, meaning inner power. Te is what you already are when the pretending stops. It is how you naturally engage with the world. The sages taught that direction comes from following your Ti. Think about the master craftsmen of old China. A young person would notice they lost track of time, watching potters shape clay. Another would find themselves drawn to calligraphers. These were not random interests. They were Te announcing itself. The potter who became a master did not force himself to love pottery. When his hands touched clay, time disappeared. His body wanted to shape things. This was not effort. It was alignment. When your work matches your Ti, excellence emerges naturally. Here is what the Taoists understood that we forget. What fascinates you is not random. It is information about your Te. Most people ignore fascination because it seems too simple. But the sages taught that your Te reveals itself through what captures your attention without effort. There is a massive difference between what fascinates you and what you think should fascinate you. Should fascination comes from analyzing what seems practical. True fascination comes from something deeper. It is what you read about without anyone telling you to. It is what makes you lose sense of time. When Wei felt pulled to that woodworking shop, it was not a distraction. It was his real path calling to him. This brings us to something uncomfortable. Your Te does not care what society thinks is practical. It does not ask permission from your family's expectations. This is perhaps the hardest truth. We want our inner nature to align with what is safe and praised. But Te is not concerned with making sense to others. It is concerned with authentic expression of what is already alive in you. Zhuangzi, one of the great Taoist teachers, told a story about a tree so twisted that no carpenter would use it. Because it was useless, the tree lived for hundreds of years, providing shade for entire villages. When you shape yourself to meet external ideas of usefulness, you cut yourself off from your actual nature. But when you let your te express itself, even if it looks strange, you fulfill what you are actually here to do. This does not mean ignoring practical concerns. It means making practical choices from a foundation of alignment, rather than abandoning your alignment for practicality. One path leads to work you can sustain. The other leads to burnout disguised as success. Here's what most people miss. They want to know the entire path before taking the first step. They want certainty before commitment. But Ziran teaches that the path reveals itself as you walk it. You do not need to see the destination to know which direction feels like alignment. Wei did not immediately abandon his government opportunity to become a woodworker. Instead, he began spending 1 hour each week in the workshop. He asked questions. He tried shaping small pieces of wood. He paid attention to what felt like alignment and what felt like resistance. Over months, these small movements clarified his direction more than years of thinking had. Action teaches what analysis cannot. This is how you begin. First, write down everything that has consistently fascinated you since childhood. Not what you were good at, not what earned approval, what captured your genuine attention. Look for patterns. Second, identify one activity where time disappears for you. This is your T speaking. Ask how this could become more central to your days. Third, notice the difference in your body between should energy and draw energy. Should feels like pushing uphill. Draw feels like water downstream. Make small choices based on what draws you. Fourth, take one small action this week towards something that fascinates you. Let the action teach you. Fifth, practice saying, "I am following what calls me," instead of defending your choices with logic. The ancient sages did not believe in controlling the future through better strategy. They believed in aligning with the current that already moves through you. Your life is not a problem requiring a solution. It is potential waiting to unfold. You do not need to become someone else. You only need to listen for your te and follow where it leads. Write in the comments, "I will follow what calls me." Thank you for watching.